right, thanks, Gia. Thank you. How are you doing? Sorry for the delay for a second there.
Not a problem, Travis. I'm all right. Hanging in. How are you?
I'm good, good. Thanks for talking with me about Fear of the Night.
Sure.
Um, I really like this movie. I'm a big fan of this type of movie, kind of the home invasion, kind of a vengeance type of thing. Is this the kind of movie that you're into also?
No, no, it is
Really?
not. I don't want to be scared for pleasure. You know what I mean? If I like, that's not how I want to spend my free time.
Right.
I've said this before, but I don't love horror films because I do get too scared. But I love that movie Hush.
Oh
The
yeah, yeah.
people. Now that is a home invasion movie that scares the shit out of you, but like also, so like when I was seeing that, when I saw that movie and then, looking at this script, I was like, okay, I could do it. I could do it. And it's not going to be too scary. It's not going to be too bad.
Right, right, right. So that's interesting though. That you're not really into this genre. What made you decide that you wanted to take part in this? Not just the fact that it's not scary, but what made you want to be part of this one?
Well, Travis, I have worked with Neil LaBute a lot. We've worked on theater together. We've done movies together. We've done TV together, and we're also married. So,
There's that.
um, so there's like a family dynamic. But no, actually, interestingly enough, this story kind of came about because a couple years ago I had gone out to the West Coast for a destination bachelorette party, and we had this crazy thing happen to us. We were at a house, kind of isolated by ourselves, and this kind of scary thing happened to us. Not nearly what happens in the film,
Yeah.
but I remember coming back home to Neil and telling him all about it, and I was so freaked out and worried. And his first reaction wasn't, "Oh, babe, are you okay? Like tell me more." It was, "This is a really good idea for a story."
Yeah.
And so it kind of snowballed from there. So I knew a little bit of the genesis of it. And when Neil was kind of like, "I think you would be a really good part, and I think there's a good part in this movie for you,"
Yeah.
I was like, "I'm in."
Well, that makes your character Mia even more interesting though, because now I'm wondering what aspects of her character did you bring to the table? Like, is she modeled after you? Like, did you talk about like, because one of the things I like about the movie is that all the women who are being attacked in this film, they don't all have the same idea about what should
Right.
be done. And
Right.
so did some of your influence into what Mia chooses to do have any impact on the movie?
Mia was all on the page. Neil had this character completely constructed. And I would say that what Mia and I share is that we're both people,
Mhm.
like we like people. But also there was a conscious effort in that Mia was, that she felt like an outsider, and that we wanted to see a kind of parallel with Tess, Maggie Q's character, who does feel like the black sheep of her family. She's with her two sisters. She's very different from them. She's a vet. She's got an addiction problem. And that you see Mia, who's one of the friends who comes to the bachelorette party, who's kind of this like, "I'm going to bring my tarot cards and let's party. Let's have a good time. I just want everybody to feel love and feel
Right.
friendly." Me, Gia, I'm a little more pragmatic than that. I'm a little more tethered to the earth. But I think having that kind of like, here's one end of the spectrum of what an outsider could be in that group of women, and here's another end of the spectrum, that was really, really juicy for me as an actor to kind of investigate.
You get to work with really one of my favorites. I love Maggie Q. I'm such a huge fan. I interviewed her a couple years ago for a different movie, and she just kicks ass. And I love her in this film too. And what's it like working alongside her? She's got this reputation as such a badass. What's it like working alongside of her?
She's just like a cool chick. She brought that energy of Tess onto the set. It was like from moment one, she was our leader. We followed her. She just has a certain gravitas and a certain, she's a very, obviously a beautiful woman, and she's also incredibly intelligent. And I think that's its own thing for women to have to deal with. And you have all these people's perceptions on you. And I'm sure coming into this group of women, like, what are we thinking of her? You're constantly balancing the personal and then the actor thoughts at the same time. But Maggie she just was Tess. And I think all of us felt because this was a night shoot, we did 3 weeks in a row, I think we all felt like, okay, she's our leader. We're going to follow her, and felt protected, and kind of like she was going to take us to the promised land. it was really positive.
This is a bit of a change of pace for Neil also, type of movie that he's doing. What was it like working with him on this? Like I said, which is something that is a bit something different that than he usually takes on.
Yeah, I mean, it's different, but it's also kind of you see the genetics of this film in his other movies. I mean, Neil talks a lot about human frailty and like the kind of the cruelty that we have in life, in our everyday life, or the decisions we make to be mean to other people, and why. And I see that from In the Company of Men to, you know, straight to this film. There's that male female dynamic in here. There's the battle of the sexes. There's something about the goodness surviving. Can goodness overcome and survive? And so that is interesting to me. I mean, working with Neil is always just a blast. He's not only is he a gifted writer, but he's also a dream collaborator. And his kind of motto and ethos for a project is the best idea wins. That he doesn't care where the idea comes from, and he's very, you know, for all the writing that he does and that intense care and love that he puts into his writing, he on the day he's just like, if it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you, let's go with something else. You know, he's very open, he's super collaborative. And so on this project I felt like we really had freedom, we had liberties, but we also felt like a devotion to the text, because that's what drew us to the project in the first place. I mean, it's a really good fucking script.
Right. Oh, one of the things that we find out about Mia is that she's a former track star in the movie as well. Is that something that you bring to the table too?
No. Oh my gosh, I'm so clumsy. And I will say that they were like, you know, do you want to do your own stunts? And I was like, yes, I want to, because I fancy myself like a physical person and stuff. And I totally, like, one of the first times we were shooting the scene where I just like I'm running away. I'm kind of using myself as bait to run away from these guys. And I take off and I run into darkness, and like an idiot, I totally ate it on this gravel road. And now, you know, months later, I have this nasty, gnarly scar on my leg to prove that I really will do anything for my art.
Well, Gia, this has been great. Is there anything that you hope people take from the movie when they come to see it, or besides just a really great time? 'Cause I had a great
Oh, I hope people have a good time, but just you know, this movie is about people coming together, and even though they might be on different spectrums of whatever, and they have different points of view, the most important thing for the group is to come together and believe in humanity, and that will help you get through anything. And I think that's the real kind of heartbeat of our movie.
Well, Gia, this has been fantastic. Thank you for taking a few minutes to talk with me about Fear the Night. I wish you
Um,
luck with your career and with this movie. So thank you.
Thank you, Travis. It's been a pleasure.
All right, have a good one.
Take care.
Thanks for checking out the show. If you like what we're laying down, please subscribe to our channel and click the bell to receive notifications for all of our latest stuff.